opportunity to advance to the NCAA Tournament. Norfolk State trying to make it 3 straight. It would be the seventh NCAA Tournament appearance for the Howard Bison. We're underway. Kierra Wheeler, you mentioned her in the open, number 22 in white. Look for her inside for the Spartans, coming in with a 29-4 record, and that one drops in quickly in from Diamond Johnson, the MEAC Player of the Year.
Yes, and one thing about her, she is relentless. She's going to find a way to make sure that she gets to the basket. If they don't stop her early, it's going to be a long night for Howard.
You see Howard starting 5. Sanaya King is one of those players you're going to want to key in on, as that one is stolen away by the Spartans. Diamond Johnson looking for a shot, and the triple falls.
You can see it in her eyes, right?
They're so difficult to put up points against. You mentioned they met last week, Burr, against one another, deep in the shot clock, and that pressure from the Spartans leads to a steal on the break. No from Johnson.
Playing hard defense without fouling, but she really gets in there and gets some swipes on the ball.
The Spartans perfect in MEAC play, 14-0, tough to do, as Wheeler is there on the old boards and puts it in. 7-0 advantage early going as the Spartans poke it away again. Another steal. There's Nia Fields. We've been able to capitalize 7 points off of those turnovers.
They're in a league of their own right now. You know, the way that they're coming out, you can tell the intensity is there.
And 2, being able to play in front of a home crowd, as this one's up ahead and the crowd gets behind them. Lady Hawks 6-game winning streak. But right now, just trying to find points and take care of the basketball. Those are much needed points as Sanaya King is able to drain the baseline jumper.
It's a good start for the freshman. Again, with no ordinary freshman, she has the confidence and the swag as a vet.
Zoomed over from Johnson.
You know, you want to be able to get in, get your feet wet, see what the rhythm is, but you can't do that if you keep on throwing the ball over.
Tough shot there. Already it looks like the Spartans are hungry for that, and they are playing with that anticipation.
Yeah, and it's hard enough to go. I think they've known that. They've been able to embrace that. They came out comfortable. You also want to be able to make it with ease. Don't see it. Don't do the risky. Just play how you're supposed to play within your means.
Good shot there, getting her own rebound as Richardson and Anjanae Richardson, the MEAC 6th Player of the Year, gets her first 2. Bohannon inside, nice pass as Blake can't get it to go. It bounces around, Howard still has it. Clark off the glass. The bank 3 for Kaiya Clark. It's an art, it's a skill.
It is, I don't have it.
Because you got to get the right angle, you know. Graduate Nia Fields at the free throw line. Young women were ready to lead the charge, and Fields shoot 3 free throws now behind or beyond the arc, and so she knocks down all 3. A graduate student out of Peekskill, New York.
Yeah, you talk about just how pivotal the portal is. We don't see, you know, kids sticking around for 3, 4, 5 years.
That one drained as Destiny Howell checks back into the ball game. An all-conference performer is she, and a 3-point sniper indeed. And there, off the steal, the shoe of Fields, and putting it in is Sanaya King.
They were missing shots, which led them to stop playing defense. So coming back and handling that adversity is going to be huge.
Under a minute to go in the first quarter of the MEAC Championship game between Norfolk State and Howard. Bison looking for their first since 2022. And good shot there and make from Zanaya Thomas. We mentioned she had a career game yesterday, 27 points and 11 rebounds in that win in the semifinals over Maryland Eastern Shore. 6-0 run for the Bison, ended right there. The animal.
You see the passion on her face right there. You know she wants it. She wants it bad.
Oh, yeah. Wheeler, a graduate student out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Correction, the senior out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. She has come into this tournament ready to play. She has been a force for the Spartans. Kierra gets the rebound, and that's going to take us to the close of the opening quarter. Coaching his last MEAC tournament, a winner everywhere he's been. Restored the Lady Bears into a MEAC contender, won their first ever regular season championship in the conference in 2022. Similar story at Delaware State. He had some dominance with Bowie State, and this is one of those conferences that is just such a rich history.
Yeah. I mean, he will be missed. I mean, it's so much bigger.
He's been the cream of the crop in the conference, winning back-to-back titles. I mean, they're looking to make a run, and question mark is, if they win, where would they get seated within the NCAA tournament? And you'd hope better than a 15 or 16, a shot clock winding down, deep three from Fields. You know, where would they fall?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, these number 1 seeds, I think they had South Carolina last year, which is a tough, but in Columbia as well. Very consistent through and through.
The NCAA Tournament and the SEC Championship will continue tomorrow. Tennessee will await.
It's going to continue to go downhill, which is super dangerous for Howard.
With 5 points so far today.
Yeah. Certainly woken up tenfold, and it's a completely different team.
Pump fake there, and Johnson leaves it short. King up ahead. Good defense down low by Kierra.
That's going to be tough. They look to her to be a defensive stopper, to make sure that we've already seen she's had a couple of blocks this game, but she's stayed out of foul trouble as well.
They play on campus at Joseph Eccles Hall. And it feels like home for the Spartans. The green and gold inside the scope. Fields trying to work baseline, turnaround. And skying for that one is Hemingway for the rebound.
Yeah, it's nothing like playing in front of a home crowd. That home court advantage, it's a real thing. You know, you feel the energy. Got a little extra pep in your step that you can actually feed off of. I know they love that.
And Thomas couldn't get around Wheeler.
But you really have to credit Wheeler, because she is moving, and it's almost like she already knows what the offensive player is going to do, and so she anticipates.
Going up against the blocks leader again, this time stepping back, pulling up. Hemingway hits it.
Well within. I mean, it's one of those things where you work so hard to get to this point, you can't fold now.
Jabria Clark at the free throw line. She's provided a nice punch off the bench for Niall Miller going to the bench. That's all set. And free throws here. And Clark tied for first in the preseason. And so for it to play out in this manner, for them to be able to go head-to-head for a MEAC championship, well, so far King and Howell have 6 points apiece for the Bison. Zaniyah Thomas having a quick conversation with her backcourt as Coach Ty Grace in the interim.
I want to make a note. Johnson had 4 points going into halftime last time these two teams met. She's got 5 right now with the first 5 points of the game, but we can't sleep on her because she knows how to turn it on when the lights are on.
Wheeler leaves it short. Another offensive rebound.
They're not making anything easy. They're moving with a purpose.
Going into the locker room, you scored 20 points in the first quarter and 4 thus far in the second quarter, but deep three from Creek, dead on. No, Creek gets it off the tip. Howell in some traffic, and the steals come up with it, and Howell then commits the foul.
Again, just that vet leadership that she brings. She has multiple things in her bag. She can shoot, she can pull up. Likes to run the floor, get people involved.
And Clark nails it from 3. The first field goal made of the quarter. Stolen right into the hands of Diamond Johnson, and Johnson flips it in.
That might have been her easiest steal of the season. She averages a lot of them.
It was telegraphed right to her, right?
Right there.
Bucket there from Bohannon ends the 7-0 run from the Spartans, who have a 3-point lead and trying to tack on some more. Johnson pulls up, tough angle, and Howell tried to push it up the court and deflected by Clark. Came quickly out of her hands. No, and that takes us to the close of the first half of the MEAC Championship after a steamroll of Norfolk State through the first quarter. It was Howard talking to their teams at the half, ready to see how they will respond here, as Howard seeking their 7th NCAA Tournament appearance for the Spartans. They're trying to make it 3 straight years. 20 minutes to decide who will punch their ticket and move on to the NCAA Tournament. Tonight, Thomas with 5 in that first half. Kyle Miller back out on the floor, the only Bison on the floor to have not scored in this game thus far, as Howell tries to work through, and the Spartans come up with it. Kierra Wheeler was just kind of done it all. 6 rebounds, 10 boards, or excuse me, 10 points, and a handful of steals as well. For the Spartans, they give it to her, 22 in white. She tries to go to work, and does. She's just so tough to defend. Great footwork, just gets spacing on the floor for the Spartans.
She's able to open so many things up because you gotta throw bodies at her. And once they start collapsing and their eyes are on her, that's when she can start kicking it out to open teammates. If she gets going, it's really going to be tough for Howard.
Thomas immediately pulls up and draws the foul. And
it's almost disrespectful if you don't throw bodies at her.
Howard making their 5th straight appearance. When you think about all these conference tournaments coming to the close, everyone preparing for the NCAA tournament, you having been there several times over, your playing days with Kentucky. What's most exciting about this time for you?
Oh man, but one, you get gifts. I know it's about basketball, but you get gifts.
Pass inside. Don't mean to cut you off, but King to Thomas had to call it out.
Yeah, and you hear the bench go wild. But I do love playing, but being able to see and get the food stipends and these nice hotels and everything, they really took care of you when you were on the road during tournament time. And then, of course, the momentum. Being able to play in front of the big screen, I think, is everything that you want to do.
And Anjanae Richardson with the triple, the 6th player of the year.
I'm just so fortunate to have been able to do that.
Diamond Johnson leading the break and kisses it high. Run it again for the Spartans.
Oh, yeah. And, she's one of those players that she just knows how to make people around you better.
Johnson, who leads the MEAC in scoring with 19 a game, now has a dozen.
I'm telling you, it's almost like, I don't know, maybe it's a strategy. She came out hot. She had those first 5 points, but it's kind of like she settles in and kind of quiet, and bam, she goes in and she drops 12 straight.
Tough one for Niall Miller, but she puts it in. Larry Vickers, who has done a marvelous job with this program, received high praise from Coach Staley in that game last year as the offensive foul.
Now being a head coach, and that's, in his words, everything he wanted to be.
Blocked twice over. And right now controlling the paint in that instance, as 9 blocks now for Norfolk State. 10.
That's a tough ask. You know, they want to keep on going, but there, Johnson.
Contact.
Yeah.
I mean, very physical game.
And the refs are letting him play. Getting hands in.
And Johnson just skirting down the left side of the court. Kicks it over to Williams. Back to Johnson. Nice bounce pass to Wheeler. Too strong. She gets her own offensive rebound for a second.
Nice little bounce pass to Wheeler.
Johnson, you mentioned, from Philly. Started at Rutgers. And at NC State, and then wanted to come to Norfolk State for the experience, the culture, and play for a coach like Larry Vickers, as that one goes in for the Spartans from Debria Clark.
They have all the momentum right now. See if Howard can get something going to the basket in this quarter.
Howell. Just short. And top-seeded Norfolk State closing out the quarter on a 12-2 run. Bit of a drought there in that second quarter for the Spartans, but they lifted things back up here in that last period.
Oh, yeah. And I think it started with their defense. They became aggressive again. At first quarter, they were aggressive, getting some extra shots because of turnovers. At third quarter, that same mindset came, and they just took what the defense was giving them.
The pass inside.
Just being patient, poised. What a great back cut there by Williams, just to kind of sneak in. Maybe she went in for, you see the flex, the settle flex with that. But maybe she was going in for the rebound, but she snuck right in there. Great bounce pass, touch pass.
And had a lead for a little bit in this game, but it came out a little sluggish in that third quarter, but nothing sluggish about that shot right there from Tiana Walker.
Was top of the key threes. It's nothing but repetition right there.
And she led the league in 3 points made this season. So Wheeler, strong,
filling out where the defense is going to be, and then she just makes a move. You don't have time to recover.
Think about the tournament that Wheeler has had thus far, averaging 21 points a game coming into today's game. Just the way that she was able to take down Coppin and South Carolina State, 2 20-point performances. Wheeler showing off the range.
And you see the energy. A little peppiness that one, because there is still time on the clock, and two, the opponents see what you're doing too. If your body language isn't right, they're gonna eat you up.
So they're gonna try to depend on some of their veterans to help lead the charge, not the possession you want out of the break. As Williams kind of left-handed midair and finds Wheeler. Wheeler has just been a force and a presence inside. We saw her with her, 12th three made?
Of the season?
And there is Destiny Howell. And this defense for Howard, driving the Spartans deep into the shot clock. And Williams over the back. And you felt like, how are they going to answer Howard? How are they going to slow her down? So far, 12 points in the half, 14 points in the half for Howard now. But Wheeler is single-handedly putting up an 11-point party on her own. Thomas. They move it around and back to Walker. Trying to look for that open shot. And nice job by the freshman to just be patient. Thought about it, saw a defender, moved in a little bit closer, took that extra dribble.
And just through and through that whole possession.
So Robinson checking in for Norfolk State. Clark. Deep three, yes. Debria Clark. Once again, the sophomore has found her rhythm from outside when given the opportunity.
Honor of boxing out Wheeler down there.
And what is it that the Bison can do in the half court to try to slow down Norfolk State and try to get the ball back and clip away at this 14-point deficit?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the level that they're playing right now, I don't think that's the thing. Not because the defense is bad, but I think they're just that good on offense right now.
Thomas with a nice bucket. Zanaya Thomas is trying to infuse some energy and passion.
And honestly, every year outside of that 1 year that we won, we had made it to the championship. So never got the chance to cut the nets down, but it was great through and through. Man, I wish I could go back and win one of those.
Nice cut there from Williams, but the block there as Walker.
Playing good basketball on the defensive end, see if they can translate that over to some points here and take care of the ball.
Well, they needed to give it back to Tiana Walker, 23 in blue, because she led the league in knocking down threes this season. Instead says, Kaiya Clark, I'll take that responsibility. Kaiya Creek.
You know, last 3 minutes, 30 seconds, that's who's going to be able to punch that ticket.
We'll credit the Bison for bringing it within single digits. Desirous for Norfolk State. Really more on them given the fact that they have gone the last 2 years.
Right.
Trying to cap off a three-peat here in the MEAC Tournament. Nice dish over Zanaya Thomas. 90% from the free throw line here tonight. A big blow out of that third quarter. Norfolk State led by as many as 20 in this one.
Yep.
And now we've got a 7-point ball game under 3 minutes to go in the MEAC Championship. Wheeler is 19 points. Johnson with 14. We've helped lead the way for the Spartans. But it's been complimentary work from everyone as Nia Fields. I'm going back inside if I'm Howard, and I think that's a good call for Ty Grace because Thomas has been great. Bodies fall to the floor. Spartans come up with the basketball.
They had numbers there, but you see Coach Vickers saying, hold, hold. It's a good idea.
Richardson. Nice dish over to Diawara. And great patience from the Spartans offense. Creek off the mark there. And now you see the fans getting behind the Spartans. Feels like a home crowd for this crew. As Norfolk State just trying to play keep away. Howard deciding not to foul in this one as Wheeler stepped in step with Norfolk State throughout. And on the inbound, and that right there is going to be a bit of an exclamation point when you think about the seniors for this program, and for Howard University as Destiny Howell among them, wanting to remember. You see the emotions. She's trying to fight them off right now, understanding that these are her last 36.6 seconds.
There has to be one that has to be a loser in these situations, and I'm telling you now, that feeling never goes away. You know, being that player that her teammates look to and being the leader for her coach, and you know, it means something, but Boy, not winning your last game. Woo.
I think about Kaiya Creek and Vanessa Blake and Marissa Steele, also seniors or graduates on this team.
Yep.
Fall in that number, and a 1-point ball game at the intermission. Or a 3-point ball game.
They never went away.
Nope.
They never went away, and they can be proud of that because they could have folded within those first couple minutes when things were looking ugly, and they made those subs. Starters came back in, refocused, and did some good things.
Well, Johnson still tracking down the rebound. And how appropriate, much like the game started, Diamond Johnson lifts her hands in celebration back the other way down the court. As Wheeler with the block, another, well, she has just been a menace.
Effort. Because Wheeler is one of those players you would love to play with, hate to play against.
Yeah, she's got to be the most outstanding player of this tournament, you think.
Yes.
And this is a moment where he knows he has an opportunity to cement the legacy with 5.6 seconds remaining in this game. As Norfolk State Spartans have pulled off something. It's only been done once in a long time here in the MEAC. They are the MEAC champions. Norfolk State, behold the green and gold. The gold standards.
Norfolk State is not a 16 seed. Just want you to know that. They're not. Very well coached, very disciplined. I mean, they play for 40 minutes.
Gold standard is what they say, and certainly they have been that in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference over the last couple of years, going for championship number 3. The gold standard stamped right here with a 68-56 victory over Howard. And guess who's going to continue dancing to the NCAA Tournament?
Yep.